Tara, today's topic for Chintan Manthan Manan is Khanda Yoga. Khanda Yoga. So if you see what is Khanda Yoga, you go into the internet, the University of Google, still it is not very explicitly explained what is Khanda Yoga. Amongst the masters in the recent past, if you see anyone's history, each master's life is a history in itself. You will not come across many performers of Khanda Yoga. But for our Guru, Sri Sainatha of Shirdi. Now, what is Khanda Yoga? Khanda is to ampute your own self. Khanda is basically to ampute or mince or remove or cut, or Khanda is to basically chop, separate with the force of knife or anything for that matter, axe or whatever. Dividing and cutting the body into multiple pieces. That is Khanda. So what is Khanda Yoga? Is it so scary? It sounds very, very, very gross and scary and fearful. It is performed by the greatest of the greatest masters of the universe. Not many masters can perform the Khanda Yoga. In today's world, contemporary world, I do not think there is anybody who can do Khanda Yoga, who can perform Khanda Yoga. I don't think so. With my limited knowledge, today in this world, nobody can perform Khanda Yoga. What is Khanda Yoga? I will narrate the story, or I will narrate the incident rather than a story, which occurred in Shirdi at Dwarka Mai, where Baba resided for more than 65 years in his body. Baba had this habit of sending everybody home post lunch, noon lunch. Post lunch in the afternoons. And he used to sleep, so to say, in Dwarka Mai. Dwarka Mai has two levels. One, there is Dwarka Mai, and there are 4 steps down, and there is a angan or a courtyard in front of it. So above in that Dwarka Mai, Baba used to pull a small thin curtain so nobody would disturb him. These are all saying, nobody can or nobody will dare to disturb him. So in any case, Baba used to sleep there and pull the curtain and open after 2-3 hours by about, say, late afternoon, 3:30 or 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. or 3:15 or 3:30, whatever. So this is it used to occur in Shirdi. This used to happen quite often. The number of disciples and devotees who used to throng to Dwarka Mai and Shirdi was not as high. So once Baba goes to rest by noon, and then he pulls the screen. One of the devotees of Shirdi slowly sneaks in and quietly takes the curtain out, removes the curtain, or he sneaks through the curtain and sees, to his utter shock, Baba's limbs are kept separately. The eyes are resting in some place, intestine is resting in some place, head is resting somewhere, and all the organs of the body are in different places inside Dwarka Mai. Scary. Just imagine, listening to it is so scary, and somebody who is witnessing it. So that person was so shocked, and he feels that, somebody has hacked Baba to death. They have sliced it, and that man runs away from Shirdi. He doesn't tell anybody, thinking that he will be blamed for slicing Baba into pieces, killing Baba. So thinking so, he runs away to Kopargaon, which is about 27 kilometers, so that he doesn't want to get blamed. I mean, like, he's an innocent man. He just wanted to talk to Baba, so he tries to sneak in when he is sleeping just to check if he is asleep. So this is a shocker to him. Then he runs away to Kopargaon. He goes, hides somewhere. 1 day, 2 days, third day or something. So there is no commotion, nothing. Devotees are coming and alighting at Kopargaon railway station and going to Shirdi, and then some people are heading back. So he asks some of the people who are heading back, and he asks, "How's Baba? Is everything okay?" He says, "Yeah, we just met him, and with his kind permission, we have started back to our native place. And Baba, we just left Shirdi after taking the darshan of Baba." So he's perplexed, he's shocked. He thinks that, have I been hallucinating or this or that? And somehow he crawls back to Shirdi, and he peeps from outside into Dwarkamai. There Baba is sitting happily chit-chatting with people. There is only one thing that happens. Baba looks at this man looks at Baba, they exchange one glance, and Baba smiles. That's all. Rest is a history, and the same thing has been narrated in Sri Sai Satcharitra. Now, this is one story. Second, there is a place close to Shirdi, and there is a well, there is a temple. As of today, there is a Baba Mandir there. And so, if I may know the name, Savitriji, that village's place.
Rui Bhaiya.
Correct.
Rui.
There is a place which is about 7 or 8, so less than 9 kilometers from Shirdi. It's called Rui. In that village, even today, there is a Baba Mandir. Unfortunately, we performed a Havan of Saptachakra Sadhana Havana in that same temple. So in that temple compound, there's a well. Baba, many people have seen this. Baba used to go to that well, and he used to remove the organs, few organs of his body, not the whole of Khanda Yoga. People have seen him washing those organs, particularly the intestine, and drying it on the tree, which we saw this time also, and putting it back. Couple of times people have said, see. So this practice is not performed by anybody and everybody. Greatest of the Siddhas, yogis, and Avadhutas also cannot perform this most difficult, most intricate, most complicated yogic practice. This practice is called Khanda Yoga. The person, the yogi, takes out all the limbs of the body, cleans it, washes it, and puts it back. Sounds very bizarre, gross, unbelievable, but there are historic, narrations, and his evidences or testimonies more than evidences to say that Sri Sainath of Shirdi performed this Khanda Yoga. What is the necessity of Khanda Yoga? What is Khanda Yoga? We know what is Khanda Yoga. Taking some organs of the body outside, cleansing, washing, and putting it back. That is Khanda Yoga. What is the necessity of Khanda Yoga? Why should it be done? It's so scary. It's so, very, very dangerous to perform also. If we don't know how to do it, then it is definitely amounts to ending our own lives. Baba or many of the masters, Avadhutas, absorb the ailments, diseases, discomforts, physical ailments, diseases, discomforts, and everything of their devotees and disciples, wherever they may be scattered across the globe. So, those specifically, if somebody, for example, has a particular disease, for example, somebody was affected with bubonic plague. That plague, bubons, had appeared in Baba's abdomen, like the way it had appeared to that patient, one of his disciples' son. So that particular organ was affected. Likewise, whoever is suffering of different uh, conditions, adverse medical or health conditions, Baba used to absorb it on himself, take it on himself. What we call it as dharana. He used to take it on himself, but and dissolve it most of the time. More often, he used to dissolve it with some of the yogic practices. But when it reaches a point where the body is unable to take it anymore, it cannot absorb anymore. It needs immediate diffusion of those diseases and discomforts and negativities which are stored in him. That is when he used to perform Khanda Yoga, just to ensure that it is cleansed. So it is fresh again and put it back. He never used to do this often. He used to do it very rarely. As far as I know, to my limited knowledge, in the history of all the yogis and avadhutas, I haven't come across anybody in any of the stories. I mean, my knowledge might be limited. In any of the stories where Khanda Yoga has been performed by any of the masters or any of the avadhutas or yogis. So this is Khanda Yoga. They cleanse, make sure that every organ is regenerated, all the negativities are removed, and then they put it back. The nearest to that in yoga, what people teach is dhauti. Dhauti is one thing where 3 inches wide and 24 feet of cloth, cotton cloth, very cleanly, washed and kept. They put it in their mouth and push it to the intestine. Till the intestine, it goes all to the bottom of the intestine, and they slowly pull it out. That is called dhauti, that everybody is aware of. And they do it dhauti through water and this cloth, washing the intestine and everything. So that is for themselves. But Khanda Yoga, particularly Khanda Yoga, is performed. I don't know anybody else who has performed Khanda Yoga. It is one of the most difficult, most what do you say, intricate, most complicated yogic practices. Baba was a master of all the yogas. He had mastery in every possible yoga techniques which are still not aware to the mankind even to this day. Those yogic practices and techniques Baba was a master of, right? So this is Khanda Yoga. It is, some people misconstrue it to be a very Shudra or negative or something like that. No, it is not. It is not at all. Some people say even Aghoris perform Khanda Yoga. No, their definition of Khanda Yoga is different. It has different ways of performing the Khanda Yoga, different meanings of Khanda Yoga. But whereas this is concerned, removing the limbs of the body, washing them, cleaning them with plain water, and putting it back is something not many I know of, not any I know of who has performed Khanda Yoga. This is Khanda Yoga, right? What is Khanda Yoga? What is the necessity of Khanda Yoga? Who can perform? I don't know of any. We certainly cannot, right? That is Khanda Yoga. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Sai Ram.